Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So the Los Angeles Lakers, man, they dropped game one to the Portland Trail Blazers 100-93, man. It was a tough loss, especially if you are a Lakers fan like myself, man. This was a series that everybody has been kind of wondering how is it going to go, right? Are the Lakers going to be able to, hold on in this series? Because we've seen coming into the game, Portland, they had the momentum, right? They had to win, in those 8 seeding games to try to even get to the 8th seed. They got it. They held on even in a close game against Memphis. They just played. They were fresh, but we didn't know if the fatigue would get to them, right? The Lakers, they had rest. Would the rest, help them out? Would they be able to, utilize that rest to come up with the game plan, knowing you're probably playing Portland, come up with a great strategy and then execute it in game one? And it seemed like a lot of that was just not there, man, which is pretty frustrating, man, as a Lakers fan. So here's a couple of my takeaways. Of course, you guys let me know in the comment section how you guys feel the game, turned out for you, man. Now, for me, the Lakers, they started off slowly. They started off extremely slowly. That definitely hurt them, digging themselves that hole early on. But they were able to come back, even take the lead in the second quarter. Now, the first swing to me was the Lakers taking out Danny Green, putting in Kyle Kuzma, and that worked tremendously, right? The Lakers, they went on a nice run. They started finally knocking down some shots. Danny Green was terrible, absolutely terrible today, man. But the Lakers, they went on a nice run. They were able to take the lead right there. But then Frank Vogel decided to take out Kyle Kuzma and insert Danny Green again. And why he decided to do that, I'm not quite sure. But by doing that, it allowed Portland to really come back and stop that momentum because Danny Green was terrible. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, had 1 point. Let me make sure you get the exact box score up here. He had 1 point on 0 for 9 shooting, 0 for 5 from the three-point line in 29 minutes. I mean, if that's not terrible, I don't know what else is, man. Producing 1 point. And then you had Danny Green, like we just said. He was 2 for 8 from the three-point line, 4 of 12 from the field. You signed 2 guys that were supposed to be sparks off of the bench. You knew at least one of them, right? You signed Dion Waiters. You signed J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith did not touch the court at all. Dion Waiters touched the court for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. That is literally it. Touched the court from 1 minute, man. And that was it. And I don't think he touched the basketball during his 1 minute of play. I think literally he came in, stood in the corner, and that was basically it. When you got 2 guys in Green and KCP who are struggling, yes, you want them out there for the defensive purposes, but having them out there together, especially, when Portland is trying to stagger at times, right? And they take out McCollum, they leave Dame in the game, or they take out Dame, they leave CJ McCollum in the game with Melo. If I'm Frank Vogel, I'm staggering that too. Like, I'm throwing in Dion Waiters, seeing if we get something on offense, because the offense was very stagnant for the Lakers. So maybe you get something going offensively. Maybe that's that time, to kind of to put one of those guys in. J.R. Smith, not terrible on the defensive end. Hasn't shot the ball extremely great during the bubble, but he hasn't shot the ball a lot at all. Dion Waiters has looked good in the bubble offensively, and I think that will overcome, some of his defensive struggles. I don't know why the Lakers just did not play them. Hopefully they could adjust, or unless there's another reason that we don't know about, the public is not aware of. I'm not sure why Dion Waiters or JR didn't come off the bench to give the Lakers a spark, because the offense was ultimately the problem. Defensively, they were sending the double teams at Dame, at McCollum. I mean, Damian Lillard with 34 points. I mean, that's as good as he's been doing, and coming up with those big-time threes late in the game. I mean, that's as good as you're going to play Damian Lillard, right? CJ McCollum, I mean, I like the way that they sent guys at him, and I think defensively they were okay. But you can't shoot 35% from the field and 15% from 3. If you shoot just a little bit better, man, you win the game. But, it's easy to say, like, you start knocking down some threes, you can win. We've been saying that, about the Lakers since they came back to the bubble, and they have not knock down any type of shots consistently this entire time in the bubble, man. So I don't know if a change of lineup could help maybe provide a spark. Maybe, people are saying that this could be the wake-up call for the Lakers. I mean, these are vets, man. And LeBron James has played in so many games, and he had a great triple-double today. Anthony Davis played a little bit soft, but that it shouldn't take you to lose a game in the playoffs for you to decide to take this seriously, right? Anthony Davis, he wanted to leave New Orleans so he could play in big games. You're here, man. You had the opportunity. You're in a big game. You got to pull these things out. Danny Green is the NBA champion. You know what it takes. You shouldn't need to lose to get things into gear. KCP, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with KCP, but frustrating loss. I don't think it's going to be a sweep like Charles Barkley said. I definitely do think the Lakers will be able to get back into it. I'm hoping that they could get their offense, at some time figured out. If you're a little bit worried, I also do not blame you at all, man, because the Lakers haven't shown that they're that same team that they were, when they were clicking on all cylinders in March. And at the end of February, this is a new team, and they're not figuring this thing out. Rajon Rondo, I'm sure he will be made available for Game 2. How much time does he get in? I'm sure he's going to take some of those minutes away from Caruso. But disappointing loss, man. The Lakers, as well as you can play on defense, if you can't make shots, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. They did not make shots. 15% from three when you shoot 32, going 5 of 32. In today's game, that's not going to cut it, man. And that's a major reason why the Lakers dropped Game 1. They had a nice little 6-point lead in the fourth quarter. Dame came down. Logo Lillard came down, knocked some big shots down. That's going to happen. The Lakers missed 4 free throws in a row. Anthony Davis came up, missed 2 free throws. And then LeBron James came up. He also missed the free throws. So the Lakers had the opportunities. They couldn't get the job done. Hopefully, they could bounce back for Game 2. But I think this series is going to be an entertaining series, man. It's going to be a game of chess for Frank Vogel, man. You got to do something with these lineups. You can't just you're the head coach. You can't just keep sitting there and hoping LeBron can figure things out, because I think you need to do something else, because that supporting cast hasn't really showed up for LeBron. But you also haven't given 2 guys an opportunity, man. But you guys let me know. I don't want to ramble on too long, because it's definitely going to turn into a somewhat of a rambling rant, man. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about Game 1. Where do you stand when it comes to this series? Do you think the Lakers could pull this off? Do you think it's going to be Portland series? And in how many games? Is it going to be 4, 5, 6, 7? And just let me know you guys' thoughts on Game 1 as a whole, man. Playoffs so far have been entertaining. Milwaukee dropping games. You have Mavericks looking really good, even though they dropped a game. Houston looking good. So playoffs are going to be very, very entertaining, man. But you guys let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time. Peace.